right, welcome to this week's team call. It is March the 24th, and we have about a week left in the month in order to make Success Club, and it is plenty of time to do it. I've made Success Club 5 all in the same day before because I was hustling, so you can totally do it, so don't think that you can't. Even if you have just a couple points on the board or you have no points on the board, it's totally doable. But you just have to do the actions in order to get there. Other than that, there are, let's see, the 22-minute hardcore is still on sale, and then PiYo is still on sale as well. And then this month, if you hit Success Club 5, then you get the free Beachbody Performance Sampler, which comes with, a sample of each of the items that comes in the performance line, which is really awesome. I love the performance line, especially for me. I love the pre-workout. I love the during workout because it keeps you more hydrated than water, which I love because I used to guzzle like bottles of water during my workouts. And then the recover, it helps repair your muscles. And then the overnight stuff, amazing. The overnight stuff, you wake up, you're still a little sore, but not as sore as you would be to where you can't move. So that's why I love it. The creatine I have not tried. I was told, for women, creatine makes you retain water weight. So it's not recommended for women to take that. Some women do, but that's totally on your preference and what your goals are. So other than that, I will try the creatine only because I want to see how it tastes so I can tell others if that's what they're interested in. But other than that, that was it basically. Oh, I will be starting a Emerald Factory group tonight. For anyone who's looking to go Emerald by the end of this month, I will make a post in the group, in the team page, and whoever wants to join, just comment on that page and in that post, and I will get you added to the group so I can help you get to Emerald if that's what you're shooting for. All right, so that was all for announcements. Rank advancements today were, I'm sure you've seen them already, was Mariah White. She has advanced to Emerald, so go her. I'm super pumped for her. And then my husband's account, which is technically me, I have advanced him to double Emerald. So I'm super pumped, super exciting, and there's still another week left in the month. So I'm still pushing to help as many people as I can through this month. Even though I've hit Success Club, that doesn't matter to me at this point. It's just helping as many people as I can. Why kill the momentum when I'm still going? If I can keep this momentum up, why stop now? So that's what I'm doing. I'm still pushing. I have a group that's starting on April 4th, which is the Bikini Boot Camp. If you haven't made an event yet, I highly suggest it because a lot of people are super interested, but you would have to also be doing the 22-minute hardcore, or you could do, you can make it something different. Depending on your program, you could do whatever program you have and just change it. Instead of 8 weeks, do whatever the length of your program is. So if you're doing 21 days or whatever, do a 3-week bikini boot camp, or double it, make it 6 weeks, or whatever it is. You can make it to customize you if you want to do your program instead of the 22-minute hardcore. Just change a couple of the words and then make it you. And then set a date at least 2 weeks out so you can invite people and then go from there. Very super easy. I also have an event follow-up script that was given to me from Tisha, which is really awesome. And it's how to, talk to them about the program that you're doing, everything about the group, Shakeology, what's required, what the group is going to entail. So you would have to look at it first and then kind of change the words to fit whatever, if you're changing the program, change that information when you send it to someone and the date and all of that. But super simple and easy. So it's all laid out there for you. There is no guesswork. It's just there. So it's there for you to use if that's what you would like to use. But other than that, I'll go ahead and get into the core of the call, which is just treating this business like $1 million business. And I find this very important and dear to my heart because money is a driving factor for me, and I know it is for a lot of other people too. You know, you don't want to essentially work for a business where you're not getting paid for it. And yes, we're all here to help people, and I love that with a passion. I really do. But money is a driving factor in why I got started with coaching. You know, I want to be able to pay off my credit card debt, pay off our car, and purchase a second car for my family. And then I also want to be able to travel and have that freedom to experience things that I never would have, you know, being tied to debt and everything else. So for me, money is a driving factor for me. It's not for everyone, and that's okay if it's not. You know, everyone is different. But I wanted to share this with you because this is something that helped me, and some of my tips on that. So number one is just being a student. Definitely, you know, even though I have been in this business for longer than a year, I'm continually learning all the time. Like, it does not matter how long you have been a coach, you are still learning. So just be open to learning, you know, implementing things that you think will work for you, but you do not have to implement everything or else you're gonna go crazy, because there are so many different ways that you can do this. Other than that, then national wake-up calls. Definitely, you know, national wake-up calls are there for a purpose. They're from top coaches or the trainers, and they're there to, you know, get you pumped up on a Monday morning. They are always on Mondays at 10 a.m. Central and then 11 a.m. Eastern time. And you can always go back and listen to the recording if you miss it. You know, if you are, you know, working or whatever, you can go back and listen to it at a later time. And they have the whole archive of all the past calls that they have done as well. So even if you say missed one, you listened to that, but you wanted to see and listen to other ones before you were a coach, I've done that too, because I've gotten a lot of value from that as well. You know, a lot of things that I've taken notes on even, you know, if I find a topic that I'm like, oh, that interests me, you know, I'll listen to it. Team calls, being on a team call like me and Rochelle are right now, staying plugged in, because when you are plugged in, you are in and you know right away like what's going on, everything like that, rather than having to ask a bunch of questions. Even if you can't get to it right away, if you listen to the recordings, like I've said, but it helps to build that sense of community. And with team calls, and it helps to answer your questions, and you get the training right then and there. I know for me, if I don't get on a call, it's less likely that I'll listen to the replay, only because I don't want to sit there and listen to it. I would rather be right there in the moment when it is happening. I don't know, that's just me. I don't know about anyone else. But, and then also the files tab within the team page. If you go in, you know, files or documents, whatever it shows up for you, I believe one or the other. But if you go into the team page, you know, it has like photos and it has discussion and then something else, and then it has files or documents. That is where I have everything. If you have a question, I'm going to be tagging you in one of those documents because I have put so much information shoved in the team page. Anything that I have used, anything that I think would benefit you from other team pages or other coaches, I've shoved it right in there. 1 second. Okay, sorry. Someone was calling me on Facebook, and I'm like, no, not right now. Anyways, and then also just be immersed in personal development. I know you're gonna hear this all the time, but personal development is so key, and I'm not gonna go over a whole lot with that, but just be doing it. That's it. Number 2, on how to treat this more like, you treat your business like $1 million. Anyone who, you know, make a list of names. So these names are anyone who has expressed interest in, you know, whether it's the business side of things or it's just fitness and health, anyone who's expressed that kind of interest. Maybe they never directly expressed it in front of you, like when you talk to them, but you've seen them express it on their page or something like that. That's someone that you want to connect with. You know that they are interested, or, they already have a backline of health and fitness, and, just connect with those people. It's not that you're like going out there and you're like, hey, I saw this, I'm inviting you to this type of thing, but just connecting with that person if you already don't have a relationship with them. So you can build a relationship with that person. And, it goes to show again, though, too, even if no one has ever expressed interest in it, it doesn't mean you don't reach out to those people too. But if you're not sure where to start, that's where I would start. Make a list of people that, maybe it's just your closest friends and family. Make a list of like 25 people and go from there. Start with those people and then continually add to that list as you go through. Let's see. Have a system that works for you. So this also goes with making a list of names. So as you grow in this business, it's going to be very difficult for you to do pen and paper, because you are going to have talked to a ton of people and it's going to get very difficult for you to keep track of someone. If you have it on paper, you're not going to be able to find what paper, you're not going to be able to find like what happened to that person. So I really suggest something that is electronic, and it doesn't have to be super fancy or anything like that. It doesn't. What I really like is Streak, which is a Google Chrome add-on. And you can download it by just Googling Streak add-on for Gmail. You do have to have a Gmail account for this, but this way you can keep track, you can set up stages. And I'm going to eventually do a training video on this too for you guys, but I do have a couple on my YouTube page on how to get that set up and started to fit you. But I will eventually do a training on Streak, because I feel that I have tried Asana, I have tried Excel, and I've tried pen and paper, and none of that worked for me. If it works for you, that's great, because it may not work for me, or what works for me may not work for you. But I really suggest something that's electronic and something that you can use that way, that's online. There's also Google Docs, which is also free. And then focus on meeting and creating relationships. This business is about relationships. So if I know for me and Rochelle, I'm not even sure how I became friends with Rochelle in the first place. But we built a relationship in some way or other. I'm sure it was from a free group. And, I just reached out to her and started talking to her. So, it's about relationships. It's not so much about the products themselves. It is about the relationships and how you help that person with their needs. And it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't have to be health and fitness. It doesn't have to be finances. It could be anything. You're just building that relationship with someone. And then also just reconnecting with people every day. So people that you've already connected with, you want to reconnect with them. Just kind of like a follow-up in a way, but sometimes it's not really so much a follow-up. It's just, hey, how have you been? I haven't talked to you in some time, type of thing. So I definitely highly suggest that. So number 3, I only have 5, so don't worry. It's not going to be very long. Number 3 is identify your non-negotiables. And what I mean by this are your no matter what. So no matter what, you are going to do this. And it's going to be different for everyone, because people are going to grow this business at a different pace. Whether you want to build it really fast or you want to take your time, that's okay. Everyone has a different way of doing things, but you have to identify how fast you want to grow this business and what you are going to do to get there. So for me, I make it a non-negotiable every month to at least hit Success Club 10. If I do more than that, that's great. But for me, I want to hit Success Club 10 at least every month. And by doing that, because I am already past Emerald, you have to be at least Emerald for this, but when you hit Success Club 10 and you are Emerald, you get 3 to 5 free customers for the following month, but these customers are where you get commission off of them. So these people are people who have ordered either challenge packs or they have ordered Shakeology. So those two things, it's a minimum commission of like $30 if they just get Shakeology. So that's why I want to hit Success Club 10, because if you hit Success Club 5, this is the difference between 5 and 10 really quick. 5 is where you do get the 3 to 5 free customers, but these people you do not get the commission from. When you hit Success Club 10, you do get the commission from those people. So that's the difference really, but you have to be Emerald for both. So you're still getting free customers regardless, but these people you're also getting the added commission from. So it's adding to your volume for yourself and adding to your paycheck. So you're also going to grow your customer base that way as well. So hitting Success Club 5 is great too, because you're building that customer base, and any of those customers that were given to you, if they have any future orders, you also get the commission from those too. So like those future orders, you would get the commission from, or like say they order Shakeology or Home Direct, you're going to end up getting Success Club points from those in the future. You do not get them at the first order, but it still adds up over time. Other than that, then one of my other vitals and my, no matter what's for myself is just, the 3 vitals. That is like the super foundation of our business, the 3 vital behaviors. So inviting, personal development, and being proof of the product. That's a no matter what for me, because if I'm not doing that, then how can I expect my team to do that? Or how can I expect anyone else to do that or grow my business? And then also just doing whatever it takes, whatever your goals are, whatever, whatever your no matter what's are, then you need to put into place, like do no matter what it takes in order to reach those goals and hit those goals. You got to do whatever it takes. It's not that everything's just going to come to you magically and that's that. You actually do have to work for it. And your goals may be different from someone else, so it doesn't matter, but whatever your no matter what's are, that's what you need to focus on. And then number 4 is steady wins the race. I know this so much because I sat at Emerald for a year and it was very painful because I wanted so badly to advance farther than Emerald, but I was not doing the actions that I needed to do within that year in order to get past Emerald. I wasn't developing myself like I should, and I wasn't doing what I needed to. But with that being said, steady still wins the race, because now that I have gotten past that point, and what I could consider a failure, but it's not really a failure, it was just a learning point for me. Now that I've gotten past that, everything has grown so much in such a short amount of time. And it's like I'm still in shock of everything. It's like I kept asking myself how much was just enough. And it's like, don't ask yourself that, because you were just going to do the bare minimum. It's ask yourself if you can do one more, if this is going to get you to reach your goals. And it's kind of that mentality switch, like, okay, I'm going to do it no matter how I feel, no matter if I'm sick, no matter if I'm tired, whatever. I'm going to give myself at least 1 hour to do the actions that I need to reach my goals, no matter what. And that's kind of what I've just ingrained in my head lately, you know, because there's been times where I've been so sick and I couldn't work out. I could have given up. I could have whatever, because I do have some health issues that have been questioned and we still don't know what's going on. So with those being in question, it's like I could have given up whatever else, but it was like I had to tell myself if I was going to allow that to keep me from my goals, you know, I could still do certain things in order to reach my goals, even though if I couldn't do it physically and work out, you know. So I had to do that. That was my no matter what. So then the other is never missed a day of posting. I know our common goal is at least 3 to 5 postings a day. I have fallen short on this lately due to other factors. So I have totally gotten back on track with that. But you don't want to miss a day of posting, because people want you to be present in their lives. You know, when you post, it makes them feel like you are in their life, or they are in your life in a sense, and it helps them to connect with you. And then running your own groups. I know this is super scary for so many people, but seriously, there's guides on how to run your own group, and it's all laid out there for you, copy and paste. If you don't know where to start, this is easy. And then you can ask questions along the way, you know, but it is a learning curve. When my coach told me, she was like, I can't remember what the call was about. It was probably about challenge groups, honestly. But, you know, she said something along the lines like, if you aren't, you know, doing a group, then how are you going to grow your business? And I know that sounds really weird if you're really new, but, you know, all these successful coaches, what do? They run their own groups. So if I wanted to be a successful coach, I needed to run a group, you know, that kind of thing. So I had to put my mentality and ask myself, you know, what does a successful coach do? You know, they run their own group, so I'm going to do that. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I just kind of went with it and I made it happen. So, and it's been a learning experience. I've learned what works for my groups, what doesn't work for my groups. And I'm still continually learning, because it's not the same every month, and that's okay. You know, not everyone is the same. And then never go MIA in a group. I have done this before too, due to health issues, but you don't want to try and go missing in action in one of your groups, because they want to know that you are leading them. A lot of people, they want to be led, whether they say it or not. You know, they want that direction and where to go, especially towards their goals, whether they just want to lose 10 pounds, they want to gain 10 pounds, whatever that is. You know, they want your direction. They look up to you as a coach. And then focus on momentum. I know I touched on this for a little bit, but, you know, like I said, I've already hit Success Club 10. So why should I stop there if I still have so many people who want to get started on their journey? You know, keep that momentum going. So I'm still inviting, I'm still sharing, I'm still following up every day, and that over time is compounding into more than what I thought it would be this month. Like, I am still in shock, and I can't tell you like how many times I'm like looking at my Facebook or looking in my Coach Online office, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like just looking at the numbers alone, you know, my account alone, I'm at 19 points for this month, and I'm not trying to brag about this at all, so don't get that feeling from me, but it's just, you know, compounded over time, and all the time that I have been a coach has gotten me to where I am now. And it's the compound effect in effect for me, because I have invited and I have shared so often with so many people. Now it's like people are like, I'm ready. You know, they know, and I built that credibility with them, and they're like, yes, I want to get started now. And, you know, that over time helps you to move farther. So it makes me very excited for the future that I've gotten to this point. Not every month is going to be like this, I'll tell you that. But I want you to know that, like, the compound effect, you know, any business is like this. You know, if you open up a new restaurant, do you expect your doors to be flooded the very first day? Maybe for an open house, but what happens after that? You know, so it'll die down eventually. You're going to have your slow days. You're going to have, you know, your good months, your bad months, whatever. But that compound effect over time, you build that customer base. And that's really what this is building more connections with people. So other than that, then the very last thing is my most favorite, because I feel like this applies to everyone. Embrace failure. And I know failing is not something that everyone likes. Failing is something that a lot of people try and avoid. And they're like, oh, what if I fail? What if I do this? What if I'm not good enough? And you ask yourself and you doubt yourself a lot. And I used to do it all the time. And it's very hard because you're like, I don't think I can do it. And I say embrace it. You know, if you fail, you are one step closer to success. One step closer every time you fail. And I say go for no. If you have not read the book Go for No, you need to. But go for no. You know, if you are like about to message someone and you're like, oh, this person's going to say no, send it anyways. It's going to build that mentality, and it's going to be like, you know, you never know what that person is feeling, what they are going through. They may tell you, but you still don't know everything. And what if you didn't ask that person to join you, or, you know, what their goals are or whatever it may be? What if you didn't ask them and they were really struggling, and, you know, you asked them, and maybe they were hesitant at first, but eventually they're like, yes, I need this. Like, my life is so crazy right now. I need this for whatever reason. And that's what's happened to so many people, like Casey Walker. I'm sure you've seen his story. He won the annual Beachbody Challenge prize of $100,000. And it was just because someone asked him, you know, if they would join their group. And he said yes, because he was at the point in his life where he was struggling, you know, physically, and his health, you know, he had a lot of health issues going on, and he didn't know what to do. So he needed that support and accountability. And then he went on and he's, you know, winning all this money, and then, you know, he's got his life back and his family back. And that's more important than anything else. So, and then learn as you go. You know, like I said, this is a learning experience. I'm still learning. I learn from, you know, what worked, what didn't, what worked, I keep, what didn't. I ask myself, you know, if it didn't work, then how can I change that to make it better? You know, even if it felt like I failed, you know, look at it as a stepping stone to learn, look at what you can do better in that situation, you know, rather than just a failure. But really, that is all I had. And those are, you know, the only last thing I want to say is, like, if you want to make this $1 million business or 6-figure or whatever, you know, you have to treat it as such. You know, if you're not treating it as such, then it's going to be just that. So that's all I have to say. But do you have any questions?
I don't have any questions, no. I think that I want to say congratulations on everything that you have done. I know you said you don't want to brag about it, but whoop whoop, because you are doing it. You know, you are doing everything that needs to be done, and it's showing. And even with the, you know, staying with people and having the effect now, it's because you put that work in. And that's what you're trying to get across to people. But definitely embrace that and be positive about it, and you deserve it. And people are going to see that, and you're just going to go places, and I'm excited for you.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and quit the recording right now, but